Welcome back to New Jersey Paramount Politics. I'm Jim McQueeny. The new year has started with just enough time to already break some of those New Year's resolutions, I'm sure. One liberal think tank has a list of political resolutions they're hoping the state of New Jersey does not break. With me now is Deb Hallett, President of New Jersey Policy Perspective. Deb, your political, we're hoping that the state doesn't break them, as you said here, but take us on a couple of your New Year's resolutions from your group for the state.
Well, I think the first one was get fit. And
well, yeah, that's everybody's, right?
It's everybody's, and like everybody else, the state may have broken it this week in Trenton with some of the legislation that got passed.
So you're saying stay fit financially, right?
Yes, yeah. Get fit financially. We decided, rather than put it in a context of wonky policy perspective, that we would talk about it in the way that people talk about their own personal lives so they can relate to it. And when we say get fit, we think it's important that the state take a look at its finances and be honest about it and deal with them in a proper way and stop borrowing money and stop kicking the can down the road and actually get serious about it and tighten up the belts and do what's required.
Well, Governor Christie's actually been, I think, fairly honest, has he not, about the depth of the problem here on debt? There's no running from that.
Sure, he's been honest about it, but it's like people who, you know, you go and work out on the Stairmaster and then, okay, afterwards I deserve a cookie. So
is year two the year of the cookie?
It might be. But, you know, yesterday he talked about the Transportation Trust Fund and borrowing money to help to get that through. About half of the money he wants to use, he plans on borrowing, and that's better than previous governors. It's not the best solution. I did
note, by the way, and I should mention to people at home, you worked for a period of time in the Corzine administration, and part of what he needs to support this Transportation Trust Fund are the toll receipts from the increase that Governor Corzine put in place that was to take place on a year from now, January 2012.
Sure.
On
yes.
Here.
It's there is actually a question about whether you can divert those toll receipts for work on roads that aren't toll roads.
That's right. We talked about that at the beginning of the show.
But, you know, I mean, that needs to be an ongoing effort, and you can't be successful every day. But that's what we need to persist in, is to try.
Well, how about
and
the resolution,
fit.
like we all want to eat less or drink less? Drink less.
Drink less.
You say drink less.
Drink less. Well, we're not talking about alcohol. We're talking about gasoline. Actually, I think one of the things that one of the basic philosophies that we talk about the Transportation Trust Fund is that if you don't have as much money, maybe it's time to encourage people to use less gas, to use the roads less, to do more transit. Well, why not take the train instead of driving? And it needs to be affordable so that people do it. Right now, if you want to take the train from Trenton to New York City, it costs more than it does to drive to New York and park there. And that's a problem. That won't encourage people to use mass transit. So we would like to encourage that. We would like to encourage people to conserve fuel a little better. And maybe the best way to encourage that is to raise the gas tax so you use less gas.
Well, maybe, but you're asking New Jerseyans to leave their car home.
Then you have more money to fix the road.
So leave their car home. That's like the Pony Express leaving the horse home. I don't know in New Jersey. You say manage debt also. Everyone wants to manage debt. That's the biggest thing that you do personally on here. But you're saying statewide and politically here, manage debt is a New Year's resolution.
You know, New Jersey, one of the biggest financial problems that New Jersey has is the huge debt. And the state needs to get away from borrowing and borrowing some more to keep running and doing all the things you want. And this in the same way that when you or I have debt that we have to clean up in our personal lives, the state has to do it. And there are two ways to do it. You can either cut back on things, or you can find more revenue, get a second job, or find some other way to bring in money. And what we would encourage as part of the New Year's resolution is to have some balance about that. It's not necessary to start paying down all that debt with tax increases, but it's not necessary to just completely cut everything out of the budget so that you can help start paying it down. But whatever the solution is, and wherever it falls in the continuum of 50-50 or 60-40, you have to start taking action on it and clean that debt up.
All right, and now for the recap of the top 3 resolutions. We'll bring you back at the end of the year. Did the state keep it or not? Get fit, state manage debt, and the third one is drink less on gasoline on here.
And if the state does it, hopefully you and I will both do it too.
All right. Well, I think they'll be drinking less at $4 a gallon at the end of the year, I think, on gas, don't you?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And
I
another
think,
question is,
yes, actually, that will encourage people to drive less. Maybe drink more of the wine because they don't have to drive.
All right. All right, very good. Those are the New Year's resolutions, the political New Year's resolutions for New Jersey here for the year ahead from the Policy Perspective Group. Anyway, that's going to do it for this week. And we are going to come back at the end of the year and check on these resolutions. Did they or did they not? With you, Deb. We're going to come back and see it. I'm Jim McQueeny. Thanks for watching New Jersey Power and Politics, and we'll see you next time.